I never believed in the urban legends that circulated around our small town of Millbrook, Massachusetts. To me, they were just tales told by parents to keep kids from venturing out at night. But that was before the clowns came. It all started on a chilly autumn evening. I was hanging out with my friends Mike, Sarah, and Tom at the local diner, the kind of place where everyone knows your name and the waitresses have been there longer than you've been alive. We were discussing plans for Halloween when Mike brought up the old legend of the Millbrook clown. "You guys ever heard the story of the Millbrook clown?" Mike asked, leaning in conspiratorially. Sarah rolled her eyes, but Tom and I were intrigued. "Enlighten us," I said, half smiling. "Back in the 70s, there was this clown that used to perform at the county fair. One day, he just disappeared. No one knows what happened to him, but ever since, there have been sightings of a creepy clown around town. They say he haunts the fairgrounds and takes anyone who gets too close," Mike explained, his voice dropping to a whisper. "That's just a story to keep kids from trespassing," Sarah scoffed, but there was a hint of unease in her eyes. Tom, ever the skeptic, laughed. "Come on, you don't actually believe that, do you?" "Maybe not," Mike admitted, "but I heard from my cousin that people have seen him recently around the old fairgrounds. It's probably just some prankster, but it's creepy as hell." I shrugged it off as a local myth, but that night, as I lay in bed, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The wind howled outside, and I swore I heard faint laughter carried on the breeze. A few days later, our curiosity got the better of us. We decided to check out the old fairgrounds. It was a desolate place now, abandoned for years, with rusting rides and faded signs that once promised joy and laughter. "Are we really doing this?" Sarah asked, shivering as we approached the entrance. The gate was ajar, creaking in the wind. "We're just going to look around," Mike said, though he didn't sound entirely convinced. As we ventured deeper into the fairgrounds, the atmosphere grew more oppressive. Shadows danced in the corners of our vision, and the once cheerful murals of clowns and acrobats now seemed sinister. We found ourselves in front of the funhouse, its paint peeling and windows broken. "This place is creepy even in the daytime," Tom muttered. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from inside. We froze. "What was that?" I whispered. "Probably just an animal," Mike suggested, though his face was pale. "I think we should leave," Sarah said, her voice trembling. But then, from the shadows of the funhouse entrance, we saw it a figure dressed in a clown costume, its face obscured by a grotesque mask, stood motionless, staring at us. "Run!" Tom shouted, and we bolted, not stopping until we were safely back in town. None of us spoke of what we saw, but we all knew that the legend was more than just a story. Over the next few weeks, sightings of the clown increased. People reported seeing him at night, standing under street lamps or in deserted alleys. The town was on edge, and a curfew was imposed. We couldn't stay away. Drawn by a morbid curiosity and a desire to uncover the truth, we returned to the fairgrounds one night, armed with flashlights and a camera. This time we were prepared. We moved cautiously through the ruins, whispering nervously. In the center of the grounds, we found a small, hidden door leading to an underground room. Inside, we discovered old newspaper clippings, photographs, and a diary. It belonged to the clown, whose real name was Harold Grayson. He had been a beloved performer until a tragic accident claimed the life of his daughter. Consumed by grief, Harold had disappeared, and rumors of his vengeful spirit began to spread. As we pieced together the story, the room grew colder. The door slammed shut, trapping us inside. Panic set in, but there was no escape. The clown's laughter echoed around us, and we realized that Harold wasn't seeking revenge. He wanted us to know his pain. Trapped in the underground room, our breaths came in ragged gasps. The flashlight beams darted around, illuminating the room's grim contents: old circus posters, broken props, and Harold Grayson's diary, open to its final page. The laughter grew louder, echoing off the walls, and it became clear that we weren't alone. "We need to find a way out of here," Mike said, his voice shaking. He tugged at the door, but it wouldn't budge. "Look for another exit," I instructed, trying to keep calm. We spread out, searching the dim corners for any sign of escape. Sarah found an old vent hidden behind a stack of crates. "Over here," she called, pointing to the small opening. It looked just big enough for us to crawl through. As we squeezed through the vent, the laughter followed us. "Closer now. Keep moving," Tom urged, his voice tight with fear. We emerged in another part of the funhouse, disoriented but determined. The narrow hallways twisted and turned, lined with cracked mirrors and faded decorations. Suddenly, the clown appeared at the end of the corridor, his grotesque mask glinting in the dim light. "Run!" I shouted, and we sprinted through the maze of mirrors. The clown's reflection multiplied around us, creating a dizzying labyrinth. Every turn seemed to bring us face to face with him, but we pushed on, adrenaline driving us forward. We burst into the main hall of the funhouse, where the remnants of an old performance stage stood. The clown was waiting, his laughter now a menacing growl. "You can't escape," he hissed, his voice echoing through the empty space. "Why are you doing this?" I demanded, trying to keep my voice steady. The clown removed his mask, revealing a face twisted with sorrow and rage. "You need to understand," he said. "This town took everything from me." We realized then that Harold Grayson wasn't just a legend. He was a man driven to madness by grief and betrayal. His daughter had died in a tragic accident at the fair, and the town had covered it up to avoid scandal. The pain had consumed him, turning him into the vengeful figure we now faced. "We're sorry for what happened," Sarah said softly, stepping forward. "But hurting us won't bring her back." For a moment, Harold's expression softened. Then, with a final, anguished scream, he vanished into the shadows. The funhouse lights flickered and died, leaving us in darkness. We stumbled out of the fairgrounds, shaken but alive. The town of Millbrook was eerily quiet, as if holding its breath. We knew that the legend of the Millbrook clown would never truly die, but we had uncovered the truth behind it. In the days that followed, we shared Harold's story with the town. The fairgrounds were demolished, and a memorial was erected for his daughter. The town began to heal, acknowledging the pain it had tried to forget. As for us, we were forever changed. We had faced our fears and uncovered a hidden part of our town's history. Life slowly returned to normal, but the memories lingered, a reminder of the night we confronted the legend of the Millbrook clown. One evening, as I walked past the new memorial, I felt a chill run down my spine. I turned, half expecting to see Harold's ghostly figure watching me. But there was nothing there, just the quiet of the town. "Rest in peace, Harold," I whispered, and for the first time, I felt a sense of closure. The legend had ended, but the lessons we learned would stay with us forever. Thank you for watching our story about the Millbrook clown. Did you enjoy the tale? What do you think could have happened next? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more stories based on real-life events, click on the video appearing on your screen now. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thrilling tales. See you in the next adventure.